Managing ulcerative colitis means accepting the unpredictability of life. Chortling filled the air as my 1-year-old ran towards the water, only to be scooped up by her uncle on the nearby empty beach in Pacifica, California. It was the day after Christmas, and she'd been running around the beach for at least half an hour with my brother and sister. The 4 of us were the only ones from our family left in town after the holiday celebrations. It was impossible not to smile watching the 3 of them, but I was also envious. In the midst of an ulcerative colitis (UC) flare-up, I'd felt well enough when we first arrived at the beach, but now felt too sick to do more than sit watching them. I'm fine, I told my siblings. I'll sit over here, no need to change our plans. I was diagnosed with UC, an inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, that causes long-lasting inflammation and ulcers in your digestive tract, when I was 19. I lived my entire life managing my illness and the uncertainty of not knowing how well I'll feel at any given moment. It's long impacted the type of plans I make and whether I make them at all. Little did I know while jealously watching my daughter and siblings that day that all my practice managing expectations and taking things easy would come in helpful during the global pandemic that lay ahead. One of the things that I've noticed with clients during the COVID-19 pandemic is that some of them try to hunker down and wait out the pandemic, while others are more willing to find creative solutions to get their needs met, said Ned Presnall, LCSW, a social worker, professor at Washington University in St. Louis, and director of clinical research at Plan Your Recovery. It may be that people with chronic illnesses have more experience engaging in creative problem solving, so they may be better prepared to creatively compromise during the pandemic as well. Hoping for the best, planning for the worst. When the pandemic forced much of the northeastern United States to shut down in mid-March, I didn't find it particularly hard to stay in. I've lived through flu seasons where needing to be on the steroid prednisone, which can inhibit your body's ability to fight infection, for a flare-up meant I washed my hands 20 times a day and only left the house when absolutely necessary. If anything, the most infuriating part was the hoarding happening. I briefly worried I wouldn't be able to get the brand of diaper wipes that doesn't irritate my child's skin. As the pandemic continued, it became clear things weren't going to be back to normal by late spring or early summer, as many of us had through in March. So I started doing what I've done since the days even before my UC diagnosis, when I was visiting doctor after doctor, trying to figure out why I had no appetite. I lost 20 pounds and was so tired. Hope for the best, plan for the worst. Hope you can run around the beach with your daughter. Be okay watching. Hope you can have dinner out with friends. Be willing to ask if they'll come to you with takeout instead, or be okay with canceling. Hope and work pretty hard with your care team to ensure you can go on the planned reporting trip to Ecuador. Figure out plan A, B, and C to make it work, but also be prepared to have to pull out at the last minute. Managing a chronic illness means accepting the unpredictability of life. Translated for pandemic terms, it means hope the store will have flour, but order it online just in case. Hope your dad can watch your daughter for a few hours so you can work, and ask your best friend for help when someone at your dad's office is diagnosed with COVID. Hope you'll be able to eat out with friends, but be okay with leaving or asking to move tables if physical distancing isn't enforced. Accept that life is going to be uncertain for probably another year, if not 2, and create new routines around this new normal. People have to accept a degree of unpredictability that can feel frustrating, Presnall says. One way to deal with this is to have a routine that's followed during a flare-up, he adds. Routines are ritualistic, and they can make us feel more in control during uncontrollable moments. Over the past few months, I've managed to carve out a daily routine, and it's helped. Still, I'm dreading this upcoming winter in the Northeast. During the summer, it felt like a brief respite. I could go outside and see friends from a distance while wearing a mask. Soon, it'll be too cold out to do that enjoyably. I imagine many people are feeling similarly, even those not managing a chronic illness. The world is filled with stories going viral every single day. But how many of these sites can you actually follow? We understand that your day should start with positive stories, stories that resonate with you. And so we started JoJo Stories. Our mission is to create meaningful stories that cover everything from animals to anthropology, history to environment and lifestyle. The kind of content you read on our site will be one you'll want to share with your family and friends. We hope you'll join our growing family and be part of our community. Welcome to JoJo Stories, jojostories.com.